Salt Lake City was good to the Spurs tonight. The altitude not a problem. The Spurs beat the Jazz 126-109, the final score. And they respond after the Houston game with the W tonight to go 1-1 on the two-game road trip. Welcome to Spurs Live Postgame. Jacob Toby alongside Sean Elliott. Fourth quarter, spectacular. The Spurs outscored the Jazz 29-17. They really put that final punch there.
De'Aaron Fox was terrific. Victor Wembanyama, obviously some big shots, a big three in the corner, that mid-range jumper as well in effect. There he is working in the low block. How about, that's right after a timeout. And I was telling you guys during the break, we got to get something on the interior. He goes inside with a beautiful spin move and then hits that three ball in the corner. And De'Aaron Fox, a little stop on a dime. He's got a rookie guarding him. That's when you smell blood in the water. That time he's trailing the break. Good decision by Keldon just to drop it off instead of forcing a three ball there. And Keldon Johnson just played well the entire night. Beautiful little jump hook in the paint, little up and under hanging in the air. Beautiful use of the glass. And you have that kind of performance from three guys. That's hard to beat.
31 for Fox, his fifth game of scoring 30 or more in a Spurs uniform. And again, I mean, you don't look at the Jazz record, right? 15-29, one of the worst records in the league. They've fought. They've given this team fits. The Spurs come in and get the job done and really come together in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, the Utah Jazz won that game in San Antonio going away. They won by double digits when we had a big lead, and then really made it interesting down the stretch again in San Antonio. And then down the stretch here, it's like our guys said, okay, enough of this. We've had enough of you guys. We're going to show you who we are. A lot of big plays, a lot of steals, cleaned up the defensive glass really nicely. And then on the offensive end, there was good execution. The way you should execute down the stretch. De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama, that combination was deadly.
Spurs get their 15th road win of the season. They are 15-7 on the road. It's hard to win on the road in the NBA.
It's our hardest thing to do, man. But, you know, like Pop would say, dinner's going to taste a whole lot better after the wins. Unfortunately, we're going to have dinner on the plane, but it's still should taste pretty good. I'm hoping.
We're all hoping that it tastes really good.
You never know.
A W, nevertheless, the sweetest meal the Spurs will eat tonight. Eat that from Steph Castle. More Spurs Live postgame coming up. Well, the Spurs beat the Jazz 126-109 here inside of Delta Center. They get their 31st win of the season. They advance to 31-14. Jacob Toby and Sean Elliott back with you here on Spurs Live. And, you know, I just loved the fourth quarter. It's going to be the story of the game because that's been the story of this team all season long. Really, the second half's how they respond.
Yeah, and they came out of a timeout. They executed really well. I talked to De'Aaron Fox about it, and let's take a look at that play that we were talking about. And we're going to try to go through this pretty slowly here, but go ahead and run it. So it starts. Victor catches the basketball, frees it right here. So De'Aaron Fox, he sets a screen, and when Steph Castle comes back, he looks like he's going for a dribble handoff. And how about that? My telestrator quit. Now he comes back and he sets a screen right for De'Aaron Fox again. So let's clear that. Please work, telestrator. There you go. So watch, he comes off. He's going to come back and set that screen. And now what you have is you have a dribble handoff, or not even a dribble handoff. It's just a handoff. And so De'Aaron Fox forces Nurkic to step here and freeze it right here because Nurkic has to step in there and keep De'Aaron Fox from getting to the basket. Victor just pops for a wide open shot at the free throw line. That's just terrific action. A lot of movement, confuses the defense there, well executed, ends up in an easy mid-range jumper for Victor Wembanyama. You also, by the way, on that play, because this telestrator right here is as old as I am, and you can see not functioning too well. On that play there as well, Steph Castle dove to the basket, and he was open. Victor could have thrown it over the top for a dunk. So there were a lot of options there. Our guys executed extremely well. You get that mid-range jumper, and just to see that action between those three guys was fun to watch.
But that's the shot that you've been pleading the Spurs to put him in a position more to shoot, that mid-range jumper, because when he goes up at 2 feet, ain't nobody stopping that.
They put him in that position, a lot of ISOs, that Dirk Nowitzki ISO, but that time you give Victor space because when De'Aaron Fox comes off and threatens the basket, Nurkic has to drop down. Otherwise, De'Aaron Fox has the option to go all the way in for a layup, drops it right back to Victor. So nice job of getting Victor some space. De'Aaron Fox makes the right decision there. Instead of taking it all the way to the basket, picks up another assist.
Spurs came into this game second in the West. That'll continue. Or a game up over the Nuggets. That'll continue. Nuggets won tonight, so I'm being told Houston lost. So they get their 16th loss of the season after beating the Spurs last game. So the Spurs now 6 back of the Thunder, who are 37-8, trying to stay on top of the West.
I was watching that for a long time, but right now I just want us to stay above that cut line there and not worry about having to play in games and all that stuff. So just make sure that you're comfortably in good playoff position. Then you have a kind of a feel for who you're going to play in that first round if it comes to that. But our guys have to continue to take care of business.
Fox, Wembanyama, the superstars, no doubt. But Keldon Johnson, another 20-point game off the bench. Still trying to push every single day for that 6th man of the year. 21 off the bench, another 20-point game. We'll hear from Mitch Johnson coming up after the break on Spurs Live.
This closer thing.
He made some big shots. Our execution was good late. Defense picked up there, especially in the latter part of the fourth. And so it was a strong finish with not quite as strong everything else up into that. But Utah played their butts off. Will's doing a heck of a job. So obviously they get a lot of credit for that, but was happy with how we finished the game there in the end of the fourth.
To bounce back from the Houston loss and do it on the road and to do it shorthanded, though, it's a pretty darn good win.
Yeah, I mean, they all are, right? I mean, you don't apologize for any of them. Just trying to continue to get better and continue to hold ourselves to the standard that we believe is our standard, and then also continue to get better in regards to that as well. So it's the never-ending battle, and a lot of defensive miscues and game plan execution breakdowns in terms of coverage, scheme, discipline, personnel. But again, 17 points in the fourth quarter got the job done.
Jordan, Kelly, Carter Bryant, what did you see from those guys?
We needed everybody tonight. Even Jeremy wasn't feeling well. Box score says nothing, but his 4 minutes that he played was huge. We needed minutes from all over the place. It's that time of the year. We're a little banged up, a little tired, a little sick. Got to find a way.
What's it say about Jordan? Hadn't played meaningful minutes for a while and came in some tough spots.
For sure. Says something to his character and to his preparation. It says something to our staff because they put a ton of time in with these guys when people aren't watching or have no idea of continuing to work with them, even when it's not, bright lights and the game's going on. And it's for games like this.
Mitch, can you just one on Keldon and his defense at the end on Nurkic and just his overall game?
Keldon is a prime example for every player, but especially young player, a kid out there, that he's making as many mistakes as everybody. But his energy and his effort and his competitiveness and his multiple efforts to get to the next thing is at such a high level that it allows him to find a rhythm and find himself in the middle of plays. And he did a great job on Nurkic, and we changed the matchup there because we were getting hurt. He did a good job fighting them, being physical, and I just can't say enough, and it's something we got to continue to do more as a group.
Head coach Mitch Johnson, quote, got to find a way. They found a way.
They found a way. They executed again. I like what he said. Great execution on the offensive end down the stretch. Mixed up that matchup with Nurkic a little bit there. I thought, and I told the truck that, I don't think we had enough pressure on Nurkic. He'd catch the ball there around the top of the key area or the elbow, and we were backing off of him, and he can see the floor, and he's making passes to guys that are making back cuts. Felt like we needed more pressure on him in that moment. And then he tried to score the basketball, and we did a great job moving our feet and not fouling, sending him to the foul line, forced a couple misses there late.
Next up, a home game back in cold, icy, potentially, San Antonio, and it's going to be Trey Murphy III and the New Orleans Pelicans. Pre-game show will get you started at 5:30. Tip-off at the moment is at 6. Charlotte Hornets game has already been changed on Sunday because of weather, so we'll see if the Spurs game stays the same or not. The Pelicans played the Pistons last night and lost.
Yeah.
And Zion Williamson had to leave the game in that game, only played 15 minutes, so we'll see if he is in San Antonio or not for a battle with Wemby.
I can't remember if we've seen him this year, and so maybe another year that we don't see Zion Williamson out on the floor, which would be a shame, but, it is what it is. I'm just kind of pleased that San Antonio fans are going to get a taste of what we see every day on the road in the wintertime. We're going to get Milwaukee and Minnesota weather, and then everybody talking about me complaining, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Well, and hopefully they experience it by being safe and not in danger with the ice.
If it started ice and raining out there, stay at home. I mean, watch the game on TV, enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Don't do anything silly because, I've seen our drivers out in the snow and the ice. It's not a pretty sight, my friend.
Oh, boy. You could keep going on that one, but I'm going to cut you off there.
Yeah, please do.
De'Aaron Fox, 31 points. Victor Wembanyama, 26-13 with 5 blocks. Keldon, the 21 off the bench. The Spurs beat the Jazz, 126-109. For Sean Elliott, I'm Jacob Toby and our entire crew here on FanDuel Sports Network. The Spurs get the job done in Salt Lake City. Next up, the Pelicans at home. Talk to you then.